Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and I wanted to let you know on the haunted house. Last night went to the haunted house, and I made a video on there. I didn't get to go in because wouldn't wear a mask, and so then I thought, I don't do masks. But the ones that went in, they said it was a lot of fun, and it ended up they went through the maze, I guess you'd call it, all the way from the first floor to the fourth floor. And then when they finished it up, they went on a slippery slide all the way down. And they said a lot of that slippery slide was pretty angled. And so it was really exciting. And they said the price, I forgot to tell you the price, it's over $50. I think it was about $65, maybe $70. And you want the VIP was about $100. And the VIP, you don't have to wait in line, you just come up and go right on in. And they said it was worth the money. It was really exciting. They had people in costume, maybe 15 or 20, and they were in good costume, kind of like they compared it to Disneyland. I mean, good quality costumes, and they played the part really good. And when they get lost in the maze, then they would reach over and tap the wall or mirror or whatever, and that is one of the secret passages to go through to the next room or next part of the thing. And so, hey, and so they could tell when you're getting lost. You're staying in one area for too long, then they get you to go to the next area. So it was really interesting. I talked to a policeman, and he was saying that his girlfriend took him to a bar, and they had a mask mandate at the bar. And the mask mandate is in Kansas City, Missouri. The mayor on Kansas City, Missouri, kind of flaky. And he said, and there's some bars that you have to have the vaccine. You have to be jabbed to go in. So I think all of this is going to get really, really ugly. And I don't know if they realize what they've developed. They developed a plan to piss off many Americans, and this is something that I don't think it's going to be just a little piss off kind of thing. That's one more feather going into the hat where it's going to make this really, really bad. This is one of these things, as long as it doesn't affect you personally, well then hey, you don't care, whatever happens. This is one of these things that are affecting you personally. And a lot of people are going along with it. I don't think it's as much as what they were thinking. I think the day before, I went to I'm in Topeka, and it's the capital of Kansas, and they had a protest there at the Capitol building, and they were protesting the jab. They're saying, hey, we're not going to do that kind of stuff. And they're getting after the representatives and the senators of the state. They're going after them now here in Kansas. So now, if it's anything like what happened to the what do you call it? Seat belts. Kansas. Well, I think all the states, you have to wear a seatbelt. Okay, the reason it passed in Kansas, that was the same time they passed it the same year that I shot the guy here in Topeka. They passed concealed carry, and that was when I shot the guy. That was also the time where they made it mandatory seatbelt. And during that, so the way it all set up was, it ended up, I was at the meeting that these senators and representatives had to celebrate the concealed carry, and I went in there to give them hell on the seatbelt. And come to find out, the reason they passed the seatbelt law is the federal government threatened to cut off their funding, highway funding, unless they pass a seatbelt. And the thing about the funding is each state collects so much money in taxes, and then they give it to the federal government, and then the federal government gives it back to them in the way of working on bridges and stuff like that. And so they said they weren't going to give it to them unless they passed it. So the federal government was putting pressure on the state. And so that's probably what's going to happen. Well, I'm sure that happens in a lot of stuff. And but same way they're going to be doing the same thing with masks and the jabbing, and then we're going to be in the same predicament of Australia. And but the problem with Australia, they gave up their guns, and once they gave up their guns, well, then that opened them up for anything. They can do anything they want to them. That's why they're doing anything they want to the Australian folk. So I'm sure you already know we don't give up our guns. We don't have anything to do with any kind of gun control. We know where that's going. But anyway, I just thought I'd just give you kind of an update. I thought it was kind of odd too. YouTube gave me a warning because there was music in that haunted house, and I didn't have the royalty. I didn't pay the royalties to do it, but they left it on. So I don't quite understand why they left it on, because I had a good video in China, and some guy with a little radio walked by me and is playing some Chinese music, and they took that video off, and he just walked by with the music playing. And you know, that was a really good video. I thought it was really odd too, guy, because I was out in the middle of nowhere. It was after the village. They were destroying the village. They were tearing it all down. But I was there looking at some of the buildings that were there when this guy walked by. And so that was a good video. But anyway, so there's still things I'm learning. Anyway, this Mike, NoStressMike.com.